It's Professor Puzzle Week! Here at RU Game Studios, we love Professor Puzzle games. Now, you heard that right. I said Professor Puzzle games. Because contrary to what their name suggests, Professor Puzzle makes more than just puzzles. Now, they do make some awesome jigsaw puzzles, and they make some incredible brain teaser puzzles, but they also make amazing games, which is why this week we're going to be celebrating Professor Puzzle in all of their awesomeness. We're going to be posting videos that they've sent us, we're going to be posting some videos that we've made, and I thought we could kick the whole week off with an interview with two gentlemen from Professor Puzzle Games. We've got the head of sales, and we got one of their lead game designers. And let me tell you, they are just lovely people. And here we are with Chris Naylor and Adam Langley from Professor Puzzle. Gentlemen, why don't you introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about who you are?
Nice to meet you, Joe. I'm Adam. We're across the pond here in the UK, so we represent sort of Professor Puzzle. We have a UK and a US office. So I'm Adam. I'm the sales director for Professor Puzzle.
Hi, Joe. I'm Chris Naylor. I'm a senior games designer here in the UK as well.
Fantastic. So this one, either of you can kind of take this first one. Tell us about Professor Puzzle, like bird's eye view. What kind of games and puzzles do you guys make?
So I'd say in the market we're most well known, the games that we've been in the longest, because as the name suggests, Professor Puzzle, we're well known for brain teaser puzzles. That's where the business started, brain teaser puzzles. But we're probably most well known for our escape room, murder mystery, crime solving games. That was the natural progression from coming from that sort of puzzly business. Until there's been a huge surge in the market for, party and, strategy games. And that's the area that Chris really heads up for us. We're, Chris has also been involved in some of the murder and escape room games that we do. But Chris brings that sort of more fun element to Professor Puzzle, what we do. It's not all about escaping and trying to solve murders and things. We have a lighter side as well. So we've also created some, really nice. Would I be right there, Chris? Light strategy, but party games.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're more
not
on
all,
the.
It's not all murder.
No,
exactly. Yeah, there's some fun too.
Yeah, exactly. And I'd say, just had the catalogue there. Front of the catalogue there probably explains a bit of who we are. You've got Hush Money there, a murder mystery game. Curse of the Dark's a sort of escape room game. You've got Too Much Info there, that's a party game. A couple of Nacho Stacks and real little breadth.
Yeah,
I just had it in front of me there.
Real breadth of stuff. Usually family weight games, and puzzles and escape rooms, but all.
We also do a lovely range of classic games, from chess and checkers and things like that. And a new area for us, which is expanding for us, is kids games as well. Doing a really nice fun range, taking sort of new angles on old classics like Old Maid. We've got Old Mermaid, Go Fish. We've got Go Farm. And just fun takes. And Chris actually developed up a lovely kids range. It's our little range. So we've got little builders, little astronauts. Real nice introductions to card games, aren't they, really, Chris? And set collecting games.
So you have quite the eclectic range of games. That I love that. I love when a company is broad enough that they're not pigeonholed into just one thing. And when you have a company like Professor Puzzle, you assume there's just going to be puzzles, totally. And then you're open to the wide range of.
Definitely. The history of Professor Puzzle, though, is, you asked a little bit about that as well.
Yeah.
As the name suggests, we started in brain teasers. I actually got involved in the business longer than I'd like to say ago, but everything used to be made. We used to do all sort of disentanglement puzzles, metal, work out to take them apart, put them back together. And we used to make it all in the UK on old Victorian fly presses where you put metal in and you bend it. We've still got two of the machines here. We have special guests when they come across, get me making them a puzzle. But so I used to do, and funnily enough, the workshop that was in a tiny little sort of workshop, and it was behind my school actually. And it was my sort of like after school summer vacation job really. So I used to go in and make puzzles. And after college and stuff came back, Ben, our MD, was still in the same place. He said, "Look, come
That's
on,
amazing.
Can you help me with some sales here?" So I did. I jumped in, and we moved, and organic growth was quite organic. And then once we started to expand our range and do more products, growth sped up, and now we're sitting here with a catalog of around 200 products and sort of 75
There's about
members of staff.
80 people, isn't there?
Yeah,
Offices
80 people.
and-
Sorry, yeah. Offices in
Offices
the
in 2
UK,
different
Far
continents.
East. We've got staff in the Far East. We've got offices in, and we've got distributors in around 50 countries as well. It's fantastic.
Wow, that's amazing. That's incredible. And it all started from that shop behind your school.
Exactly that little workshop. Well, the original story. I mean, I didn't even go way back. Ben, who's our managing director, trained as a lawyer, went to university to do law, didn't really fancy becoming a lawyer, went off and travelled India, and on his travels found a guy making metal puzzles out of coat hangers on the street, bending them with pliers, and he taught the guy a bit, paid the guy to teach him how to make those puzzles, and came back, and the business actually started as Ben's Baffling Brain Benders on a market stall in Covent Garden. And yeah, that's sort of the real start of the business. And he used to make them himself at home and then sell them. I don't think his parents were very happy, but they're quite happy now. He's running quite a successful
It all
business.
worked out in the end.
It worked out in the end, definitely.
That's an incredible history.
It's a crazy story.
I've heard several people talking about how they used to like sell puzzles out of the back of their car, and then it became this huge company. But I get to hear someone pay like a street busker who's just like making puzzles out of coat hangers. That's incredible. Okay,
20 years later, we're here.
Yeah,
exactly.
20 years later.
You guys have, obviously, we just talked about a ton of different products, from puzzles to strategy games, family weight games, all sorts of stuff. What's your process for choosing what you'll design or acquire like next? Like, how does that work for you?
So I'll take this one, Adam, if that's all right.
Yeah, go for it.
I think basically at the start of every year, we kind of review how it's going, constantly review our catalog, where there might be some gaps, keeping like a similar target market in mind. I think we aim for like we said, family and slightly above in terms of like complexity. Some of our rooms slightly more, but we tend to have a core kind of target market in mind. So we'll do a big review, what's doing well, like what's going in the market right now, trends, game mechanics, and then we'll try and pick up gaps where we can like fill and keep that range like nice and broad. As we discussed, I think it's one of our strengths, particularly with our like sales and distribution, having like a real nice breadth of stuff to sell to different retailers is really key for us. So we tend to do like following the big review, then we'll pick out some certain areas to develop, and usually develop maybe, I don't know, Adam, maybe like 30 to 40.
Yeah, I mean, there's always quite a lot of concepts coming through, and I suppose we didn't really cover as well, Joe. We have two sides of our business, which is quite interesting. We have our catalogue, which we hold stock of in the UK and US, but we also do quite a lot of bespoke and custom work for made-to-order sort of ranges for retailers, which is a really exciting part of the business. We take the best of what we do in the catalog. It started actually when I was trying to we were trying to protect the catalog a little bit from the bigger retailers wanting to buy it, and we try and change the colors of our puzzle set so that they were different in the specialty market and different in the major retailers. But it sort of snowballed a bit now. We do a lot of work on that bespoke side, and we cover genuinely hundreds and hundreds of SKUs in that made to order side, from big poker tables right down to mini sort of products that we do. But we don't.
It tends to be quite an exciting mix, doesn't there, Adam?
Yeah,
of like
it really does.
Little projects going on of like, maybe we'll do like a new range that we'll pitch to like some of the big retailers around the world, but then also in the background we're designing things for ourselves to sell. So there's like a real mix and varied.
And both spark ideas for each other. There might be something that was just on an ideas pitch for one of the major retailers that sometimes you're just selling a dream off of a sort of pitch deck, and it didn't quite make it there, but Chris gets his head down and turns it into something great in the end. So we've got quite a wide reach in terms of our game development and and puzzles as well, of course.
Speaking of puzzles, how does that kind of like design process work? Is that a bit different from the games?
So with games, I'll leave Chris on sort of his process on the games, but on the puzzle, the games tend to be more fun, totally more fun. On our puzzle design, it tends to work better, brain teaser wise. We tend to work with sort of older. We have a range on Einstein and things like, Einstein is who you think of when you think of someone who's genius from history.
Yeah.
We've got a great minds range which takes we sort of base our puzzles on their works, their theory. So it'll be people like Aristotle, Da Vinci, and people like that. You go back in history to look for sort of the geniuses in puzzles. Of course, you've got more modern things, but Rubik's is now very quite an old design. But when you look at the I suppose brain teaser, and we do puzzles as well. Jigsaws, they tend to be more trend led, and we do a lot of work on actual jigsaw puzzles that come together, and Chris and the design team work on those to make them quite fun and quite trend led. Funnily enough, I've got a few examples behind me, but I just realised I can't actually show that one. That's an exclusive for someone sitting up there. And I thought,
don't look over there.
No, but you can't see it. I was about to get it down. But that's how we do sort of brain teasers, and we've got a new range called Lost and Found, which is based around ancient civilization. So it all tends to be quite old, whereas Chris on games has a lot more fun looking at new and fun, innovative ideas.
There's another team that take I suppose that the more puzzly game side, the escape rooms and like that sort of crime solving area, there's a dedicated team doing that as well in our head office. So that tends to sit sort of halfway.
They're really
between...
You wouldn't want to meet them. They're quite downers.
they
are all about murder.
Yeah,
it's all doom and gloom with them. So
they wear a lot of black eyeliner and just.
The heads on those guys, they've got some machines going on to work all the puzzles out, but basically I think that sits sort of in between the game side and the puzzle side. That sits somewhere in the middle, I suppose.
Absolutely. Do you spend a lot of time play testing the games, or
none at all?
Yeah, so basically but once you've got an idea, I suppose I just try to make something that we can play as quickly as we can, and we'll play.
Chris makes great prototypes. He's selling himself short there. He's got these like little handwritten card decks of the things that come in. They look great.
I've got like drawers and drawers of bits and bobs and components and boxes and stuff in my little studio here. So I'm constantly making stuff. Basically, that's the key, I think. Make something as quickly as you can, and then play it as many times as you can. So it will start off with obviously internally playing with the team and developing as you go. And people always joke that I make up rules when I'm losing.
Yeah, Chris always wins those first play tests.
Prove to me that you're not. Like like they can't prove it. The rules are coming up right there.
It's a broken. So then we'll start off obviously internally developing the games and puzzles and play it as many times as we can, and then we've got some really good relationships with local games cafes and play testing groups. So we've run nights before where we'll take a load of prototypes and try and get as many opinions as we can, good and bad. Bad's actually a lot of the times more useful, so that we can change it, because when it's in development you can still change things.
Exactly.
But basically it varies. Like we said, the projects are so varied, from 3-week quick development things that we're pitching to a retailer to 6-month projects where we're developing a game to go in our catalog. So we tend to
you want to stand the test of time, isn't it? Something that you really want to put in the market and be proud of a simple card game that you're putting into a major retailer for a lower price point. We don't expect that to be around in. Well, having said that, there's a lot of simple card games that are
there's some
20 years later, but you don't expect them
but...
to be as hit, as big a hit. But when you want something that you're gonna really stamp your name on and have in the market and be proud of, you want to spend your time on it.
Absolutely.
basically try and test it as much
Yeah.
as time allows. Basically, is the answer
Isn't-
to that question.
There's no magic number though, is there? Sometimes these games just click. I've seen it happen with Chris and the guys, but other times, they take a bit longer.
Okay, so Adam, earlier you talked about how you kind of got mixed up in this whole
Yeah.
Professor Puzzle business. But Chris, how did you get into the games industry?
So I was during my degree I studied product design, and I've
Okay.
always loved games. Going back many years, played a lot of games as kids, a lot of the old classics and card games with my family. But so during my degree, we did a year in industry, and where I was based in London, Hasbro's UK office was about 10 minutes away, and they did these internships for like a year, and I was lucky enough to apply for it. I showed them an old GCSE project where I made a game, and yeah, lucky enough, I got the internship for a year in I think it was around 2010, 2011. And then it was an amazing opportunity working on loads of different well-known brands and projects. A fresh-faced sort of 20-year-old, and then yeah, it's sort of springboarded from there. Really, I've been quite lucky to get that, and then it's opened doors in various little companies. And I joined Professor Puzzle about 4 years ago when they were trying to expand into more games. As their development journey was going, like we said, they've slowly but surely added different kinds of products to their catalog, and at the time they were thinking about starting to do more like mass family type party games and light strategy games, which is kind of my skill set. So that's the story.
Chris was a good fit for that.
Perfect. So it seems like both of you have been at least tangentially connected to games and puzzles for most of your lives. So
100%.
what was the game that made you fall in love with it? Like when you were a kid?
You wouldn't even believe the game. I don't even know if you'd know the game that I fell in love with as a kid. And I had to just Google it there. I had to type away because I forget the name of it. So me and my sister had a game when we were young, and it was called Skull and Crossbones, and it was a VHS game where you put a VHS into the machine, you press play, and this guy pops up as a pirate, and it sort of told you the mission on the board, and then you had to pause it, do some bits, and then you press play, and this ship got closer and closer to the island, and you had to solve puzzles. It's almost an original sort of escape room game maybe, and that was we played that game so many times. And I just fell in love with, from that. But I played everything. I had an older sister. I played Dream Phone with her. She always wanted to play Dream Phone. Don't even know if you know what that game is. Where
I know.
Brad wants to go on a date
in
with
America.
me, and I'm on the phone going, Brad wants to go on a date with me. Oh, but no. All joke. From being a kid and playing games. I mean, I think Chris and I were discussing games. I think you put one of my favourite games on your list as well, Chris. Carcassonne. Would you say Carcassonne's my as an adult, as I grew up and started playing. I play Carcassonne. I play Carcassonne online. I get my ass kicked all the time on Carcassonne online. But playing against other people around the world. But yeah, love that game. Like Catan, love playing Catan. If I can get anyone to play with me. We visit Essen a lot as well. I've spent a lot of time in Essen and the game show out there, and played a lot of games. And I'd say Chris owns a lot more games than me. Chris could, what Chris?
Well,
what are your games?
It's slightly, when going back to children's times, I had a brother and sister. Slightly boring answer, but we just played a lot of the classics. Monopoly, Connect Four, a lot of the old. Back then the industry wasn't as I'd say big. We played a lot of Cluedo, that sort of thing. Or Clue as you guys call it.
It's funny that we call it Cluedo. Clue sounds like the right name for it. What is Cluedo? I don't. Of our
I wasn't going to say that. No, I wasn't going to be the one to say that.
Clue makes more sense.
But yeah, I suppose that during that year in industry in my degree, I really the offering, the hobby was kind of exploding at that time. And
Yeah.
Carcassonne was the real one that sort of got me. I went to board game evening, I think, and played that. And I was like, it's so simple, but also so deep. And I still love it to this day, because you can just teach someone so quickly, can't you? And just get into it. I just love how simple it is. I think the simple concepts stand the test of time, don't they?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, okay, so Adam, I know you've been there a bit longer than Chris, but each of you, in the time that you've been with Professor Puzzle, what are you most proud of?
I think I've got two things. Because obviously, as a game designer, you're always sort of battling the thing between, I suppose, commercial. We're always trying to think with commercially, and make the games as commercial as possible. And I think this game here may contain butts. I think it's the most commercial game that I've made for Professor Puzzle. It's a very silly, simple card game, but I think we've sold the most of that, so I think it deserves a mention. But then I think that my personal favorite is this one, Too Much Info. It's a it's a twist on a simple party game, and I've just had so much fun playing it, and I've seen people laughing so much and stuff, and it just brings you joy when you see people enjoying something you've created that much. So I think that's my personal favorite. But yeah.
I mean, I've got many proud moments working at Professor Puzzle. I've been here. I got a tankard for my 15 years. Ooh. But no, probably all joking apart, one of my proudest moments, I'm actually going to share a screen here because I haven't got the product in front of me, but would probably be being the dead guy in our game. There I am. Oh, I've just shot across there. There I am. I'm actually the murder victim. There I am. There's that handsome devil. Murder victim in a game called Hush Money. I mean,
amazing.
I actually made it into one of our games, so that's you can't ask for a prouder moment than that, than being the dead guy in a game.
Photoshopped as a corpse.
I know. Do you know what? Our designer Elliot said, "Can you just lay on the floor?" It just happened I was wearing a blazer that day, so what did someone smile? And it was the eeriest day of my career. So he said, "Can you lay on the floor?" I took a photo of me. I didn't really think much of it, and then one of our content girls, Laura, a lovely girl, agreed to be the other woman. And we had to walk down the street together just near our office here. And he was in the bushes taking photos of us like a paparazzi. It was just eerie. What an eerie day. But then it turns out so in Hush Money, you basically, you play a detective and you've found a John Doe and all he's got on him is his wallet. And you're trying to work out what's happened to, it's not me, but it's the character. I am the character in the game. And you have to work it out. What's happened to me, and you basically through the wallet you can access my phone records, you can access CCTV footage, and it was just but and Elliot actually and you can access then as the game goes on, it's got an online detective portal. Basically you can access lots of things, and you find then there's a post-mortem that happens, and I'm a dead guy in it, and Elliot killed me good. I look horrid in it, but
that's amazing.
But lots of proud moments. I've been with the business since its inception, and my proudest thing is to watch the business grow and see new members of staff come in like Chris and flourish. It really is. It's a proud moment when you see people join the business, find a nice place to work, and and do great jobs in it. And genuine, someone like Chris is a prime example of that.
Thanks.
Okay, so my final question. I don't want to take too much more of your time. What's the future look like for Professor Puzzle?
We're closing shops. No, I'm joking. What does the future look like for Professor Puzzle? I mean, we want to continue to release, top-selling games and continue to be at the forefront of releasing games that are, market-leading, picked up in the market, and really do shine through. In the Brain Teaser world, I feel like we are sort of masters of our crafts there. So it's about continuing to, offer just real quality products there. There's a lot of, especially in that wooden and metal Brain Teaser market, there's a lot of cheap sort of Far East stuff that makes it into the market. And I've often been, I've had these metal puzzles for years, and often people say, "Oh, I remember getting those in Crackers," and you think, no, it's not the same thing. I swear,
it's different.
on that, it's about it's about being innovative and offer it, continue to offer in the highest quality, and designing our own as well. That's the difference. You get these, there's a lot of brain teasers in the market, but it's about trying to design our own and offer stuff that you can't find anywhere else. And I think that's what's key for Professor Puzzle. And
I think it's a quite exciting area is sort of exploring that area between puzzles and games, and finding new opportunities in there between our history and like some of our newer ranges. I think there's some really exciting development going on to try and fill those gaps and bring something new in the market. Would you say?
Yeah,
Adam?
totally agree. And I suppose to grow to billions of dollars. No, I'm joking. It's not all about. I'm joking. It's, as a sales guy, you got to hope and grow, and we've been on a nice growth trajectory for years. We're a young, hungry team, and we'll continue to try and infiltrate the market in every way we can, but to continue our growth as well, because it's important, to work for a business that like ours that has grown sort of every year for the last 20 years is exciting. Not every year is a huge leap. Some years are baby steps, but we have grown every year, and it's an exciting place to work. And there's always new opportunities on the cards and new ranges and new areas for us to work
keep building the brand as well in the marketplace. Get a bit more brand recognition. So keep releasing product and try and build this brand across. Yeah, in America as well.
Just wish Ben hadn't called it Professor Puzzle once upon a time, because, like you say, everyone thinks of us as a puzzle company straight away. But so it's a tough one sometimes. Professor Puzzle Games is the brand there, but I think everyone who picks up a Professor Puzzle game maybe thinks, it's something puzzly inside. But
puzzle, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The name hampers us a little.
All right. Well, Adam, Chris, thank you both so much for taking this time to tell me all about Professor Puzzle. I truly appreciate it, and I wish you guys the best.
Really appreciate it.
Thanks
so
very much. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
Hey, did you like that video? Why not run down there and give it a little like, or write in the comments what you liked about it. Better yet, you could hit this button right here to subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with all our fun videos. Speaking of those fun videos, you can click right here to watch some of them, huh? And if you're watching this on your phone and I'm just kind of doing this and there's no buttons over there, just use your imagination. Okay, bye, love you.